Who is Yami Sukehiro? Well, Yami Sukehiro is someone that both you and I wish we could be. An absolute jacked out of his mind beefcake stud. Clearly took steroids starting at 10 years of age. Even the greatest swordsmen in Afro Samurai, in One Piece, in Rurouni Kenshin are put to shame by his greatness. A dark magic fiend, even the Zehahaha mighty black beard couldn't match. Muscling through even the greatest of constipations and hemorrhoids.
Bro, what are you talking about?
A Japanese apex predator, the Omega male, ascended past an alpha male, the Omega male, Yami Sukehiro. That is who he is. In a knight's world full of witchcraft and wizardry, Hogwarts style, he's just Japanese with a kick-ass magic style and a kick-ass sword style. He's playing Sekiro in the middle of Dark Souls. It is very impressive what Yami has done so far in my read-through of Black Clover. And a good way to sum up Yami is what Thanos says about being perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Yami is perfectly broken, as he should be. We have, in the realm of lightning, the Mega Trichikatakuri.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness.
We have the Church of Sung Jinwoo. And we have the Sect of Yami. So a few weeks ago, I just finished the longest running arc, as far as I understand, in Black Clover, the Elf Resurrection arc. And I'm going to do a video on my thoughts on that arc at some point in the near future. Like my overall thoughts on what was good, what was bad, my overall thoughts on the arc itself. But for this video, I'm going to specifically talk about the greatness that was Yami Sukehiro in that arc, particularly at the end. Honestly, it's just really the end. Because Yami was a stud throughout the entire arc for the most part. But he was on the back foot at times, which made sense because the elves were pretty damn broken. But once the devil stuff started to happen, Yami was clearly outclassed by the devil. And him and Charla, the elf that took over Charla Rosalie's body, they were pushed to the sideline for the other main characters, Asta and Yuno, to do their thing in conjunction with the first Wizard King, Lumiere, and then of course the real Lichtakun and the revealed Nero, and seeing all of her greatness. But of course, the main characters themselves, Asta and Yuno, they get megaton power-ups in this arc. The main bad of the arc, the devil, he's a fiend. And even some of the strongest guys we've seen in the verse so far, former Wizard King, Lumiere, the leader of the elf tribe, Lichtakun, they're studly. The magic that we see them do over the course of this arc is absolutely gargantuan, and it is impressive, and it is scary. But this demon is still kicking their butts. He's still not going down yet. His whole body was eviscerated outside of his weird heart, and then he just comes back, and his magic of words is truly some haunting stuff. Yuno comes out with a new ability after condensing the mana of the first Wizard King and Lichtakun with the wind spirit creation magic Spirit of Zephyr. That is a fancy, dope-ass looking sword. And then Asta has to match his boy. Asta and Yuno is a very healthy, very wholesome rivalry. One of the best, if not the best, I've seen in Shonen for a minute now. That's the goddamn truth. And he comes out with the anti-magic Demon Slayer sword, the Black Divider. These boys come off the gate hot as all hell. But even still, that and that alone isn't enough to actually defeat the devil. Yuno and Asta doing the things to be expected. But, yo, no. Perfectly broken. Yami. Oh no. Yami. No. Yami shocked me. I didn't think that Yami would actually play a major role once he was thrown to the sideline with Charla. I really did not. To me, I anticipated that Yami was gonna come back after it was all said and done. But I did not expect, I did not expect at all for Yami Sukehiro to come back into the fray the way he did. Yami has always been a stud. He is one of the captains of the squads of the Clover Kingdom, Captain of the Black Bulls. He's a very powerful dude. But in his case, his motto is real simple: surpass your limits. In a general sense, surpass your limits. Because you have it in yourself to go beyond what you expect yourself to do. I'm pretty sure everyone out there has experienced to a degree where you get something done and you kind of surprise yourself because you didn't think that you could actually do this, but you wound up doing it. You actually pulled it off. You sat down and you did the work. Whether it was studying, whether it was going to the gym, whether it was learning a new skill, you put in necessary time and you gave it your all and you got the job done. And sometimes, even in the moment, you can do things to surprise yourself. They embody that principle in a lot of respects, where there are so many things that are beyond their scope of power. But by working as a team, and more so surpassing your limits, going beyond your own expectations, really putting everything on the line, this is one of the core driving principles of the show. Anyone can do it, and it's magnified in the show, but of course in a very cool combat magic-oriented way, clearly. And Yami is no exception to that rule. And even though Yami is unique in terms of his magic properties, and we see now lately where I am in the Heart Kingdom arc, that he is of the arcane class of magician, where his magic is not natural. The darkest magic is not necessarily a natural magic. It has very unique properties, which actually gives him the chance to fight against devils, which I think in the next arc, which I'm going to read relatively soon, that is going to be a pivotal thing, the fight against the devils. But the thing about Yami is that even though he was clearly taking steroids when he was a 15-year-old child, even though he has a unique magic, this arcane magic, he himself is not all that unique compared to a lot of other cats in the world of Black Clover. At the end of the day, Yami just does have that dark magic ability, and it is used in a very linear way. When you compare him to someone like Julius Nova Chrono in his prime, oh my god, Oh, the things Julius Nova Chrono was doing with his time magic were absolutely absurd. When we look at the ruler, I forgot her name, the ruler of the Heart Kingdom right now, the princess of the Heart Kingdom, the things that she can do are absolutely absurd. She can see what's going on in not just her own kingdom, but potentially all other kingdoms. She can see what's going on in all other kingdoms, completely contracted with the spirit of Undine, and was stated to be able to fight against all of the Magic Knight Brigades, all of them. She has that much power. And then when we have the actual stage rankings, and you see that Noelle is like a stage 1, but then we see for the first time in the Heart Kingdom a stage 0, and even knowing that a stage 0 can't beat the devils that are whatever's going on in the Spade Kingdom right now. I mean, I'll find out soon. Yami is busted, but there are other cats that are clearly well above the pale. Asta and Yuno are extraordinarily unique. I mean, they're the main characters for God's sakes. And Asta is even more so because he has the power of the devil. So there are so many unique people in the world of Black Clover, but he's so studly in his way of the sword, because he is the Japanese guy. He is the foreign exchange student of the verse. He is Japan's representative. Like, it's the Gundam fight, and he's Domon Kashu. He is representing Japan. And Japan kicks a lot of ass. A freaking metric ton of ass. He will surpass his limits. And Yami, with the help of Charla, who I'm gonna say help loosely, does honestly one of the coolest things, if not the coolest thing I have seen in Black Clover. No elven magic in him whatsoever. No crazy magic buffs. Just sheer raw concentration of his abilities to the max. Japanese katana pose. ready to bring down the world with a single swing, to cut the moon in half. And Yami, in this state, the Mana Zone Dark Cloak Dimension / Equinox. Yami brought home the bacon. And you have to respect it. You do. The man truly does live by what he preaches. When you think about very similar shonen characters in his position, like think of a All Might, or a Kakashi, or a Gojo Satoru, Yami is absolutely, among these type of characters, he's one of the best. He's one of the coolest. He's one of the most perfectly broken and balanced. And it makes so much sense. Even if a villain is twice the strength of Yami, Yami can just pull out an Uno card, reversal, and just completely ruin their day. And it's not more so in a weird ass pull way. It's more so this is conducive to so many characters in the story, and it makes a lot of sense. And even someone like Yami can embody this in a very dope way. I think that Yami, in a lot of respects, maybe not all respects, but in a lot of respects, can be compared to someone like Black Star in Soul Eater. Black Star in the Soul Eater manga is something else, man. Something else so crazy, something else so ferocious, something else so studly, that honest to God, the dude has the right to be the main character. He has the right to be the main character of the series. He's not, but my God, he should be. Yami is very similar. Maybe not as much as Black Star, but he's very similar. At so many points in the story, you just can't help but think to yourself, yo, this man right here, this apex of apexes, like if he's in the Godzilla universe, Yami, he admits that signal, and Godzilla has no choice but to find Yami and fight him to the death. He has no other choice or make him submit, and Yami's all for it, of course. But he is perfectly broken, balanced in his brokenness, because in order for Yami to be the way he is, he has to, a lot of times, incorporate himself in a team fight. But he does so in a very dope, in a very potent way. Whether it was against Veto at the end, when they need him the most, unlike the Avatar, he actually arrived. When it came to the Devil at the end of the Elf Resurrection arc, Yami, unlike the Avatar, he actually arrived. And you can see how a lot of the trope flipping in the series, because Black Clover does it a lot, where they take tropes and then they flip the tropes on their head. A lot of it is done through a character like Yami, and you have to respect it. I would say, compared to All Might, compared to Kakashi, I like him a lot more than those characters. Someone like Gojo is a bit more tricky, because Gojo's nasty, man.
Gojo's nasty.
But Yami does have that sprinkle of Black Star, and I love it. I goddamn love it. At this point in time, I think, yes, he is my favorite character in Black Clover, because he's written and executed in a very damn good way. Whether it is Yami's memeing and the comedy, whether it is the action and the epicness, whether it's the wholesome moments or the guidance that he gives other characters, you cannot deny that Yami is a treasure of the Black Clover series. Black Clover cats, let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand. Of course, I'm not caught up just yet. We'll see how things go, because right now it appears to me that the Spade Kingdom is going to be our primary target after the Heart Kingdom stuff. So if there's any more of Yami's greatness coming out, which it probably is, yes, I'm looking forward to that without a doubt. So let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand. I'm going to see you cats on the flip side. Be easy, stay safe, have a nice one.